Oh boy. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DJ Forever Play. And also, welcome those who have survived Liberation Day. This is an episode of Vlog Talk. And I've said this once, I said this twice, and I said it many times before. I hate when I am right. I've been warning people about Donald Trump since 2015. But did anyone want to listen? No. Did anybody believe me? No. Everybody's saying, well, he's not a politician, so he's going to clean up the swamp. He is the swamp. He is the future destruction of this country. He is a puppet for Vladimir Putin. Because the Russians are the ones who bailed him out when he was facing all these bankruptcies. They rented his penthouses, his hotels. They gave him so much money, they own him. That's why he never says anything bad about Vladimir Putin. And that first term, oh man, I thought that was the worst term ever. He was always being scrutinized. He always telling lies. He never, ever, ever tell the truth. Because he's a lifelong habitual liar. And we had chances to impeach him, in which people just all of a sudden they lost their balls. Like, just impeach him already. Then that COVID happened, in which he downplayed the actual virus. He downplayed it. And even before all this, he got rid of Barack Obama's plan of action in case there's a pandemic threatening our country. He got rid of it because he was jealous of a black man, an intelligent black man, a black man who was well spoken, a black man who was physically fit, and his old starch looking pink bloated ass. That was the worst I've ever witnessed. So I thought. And then Biden came in. It was a slow start because we had a lot to clean up. We had a lot to do dealing with that Trump BS. Then the January 6th thing happened, in which Trump supporters stormed the Capitol. And Trump provoked this. He wanted people to do what he wants. He loves people to be sheep and follow him anywhere. Well, he didn't come out. He wants people to do all the stuff for him. Lazy bastard. So, amongst all that, he's still saying the election was fixed and he won. And he just keeps saying it and saying it and saying that. And he lost over 60 times in court. Ain't nobody trying to hear no recount. You lost. Put your big boy pants on and go the fuck on. You lost. Deal with it. And he crying and crying and crying. He crying to this day. But in the meanwhile, Biden gave us a recovery. We had the best economy in the world. Unemployment all-time low. over 16 million jobs created. The stock market was breaking records back to back to back. It was like every week it's breaking a record. We were living high on the hog. Now inflation was there because of Trump's actions when he tried to give tax cuts to the rich for the first time. So that's when big businesses wanted to keep prices high. So inflation was high. So the price of groceries were high, but we dealt with it. Okay, Biden's been in politics for a long time. And after one kind of failed debate, he felt like it's time to step down. So he got his vice president, Kamala Harris, to run. And she has so many ideas. She has so much energy, so much momentum. There was people just wanting change. They don't want to see Trump back in office. I mean, the man is a convicted felon. 33 or 34 counts, a convicted felon. He's a known sexual assaulter and pedophile. He's a known racist. He's a racist. People didn't deny it. He's a racist. He's a sexist. And people want to vote for him. I was like, why? Why? He should have been sentenced back in July of 2024. Doing some jail time, and we would not have to be dealing with this problem we're dealing with right now. But it's like he slit a goat's throat onto a pentagram and begged his Lord and Master Satan for a chance to become president again. Because during his first term, he fixed the Supreme Court by having 6 Republican judges against the 3 Democrat judges. Yeah, he had plans. He's slick and devious. He's stupid as hell, but he's slick and devious. And probably through some whispers in his ears. Yeah, he's setting everything up. So eventually, they voted to give him almost absolute power. Almost. And now he got that in his head that if he wins the presidency, he can do what he wants. Now, November 2024 was one of the saddest days ever. I was looking at the results, listening, and it was like, how the hell things was happening? One, there were several bomb threats in all the swing states where Democrats vote. Now you gotta realize, when there's a bomb threat, the building has to be evacuated. Gotta make sure no one's in that building. It's gotta be checked and make sure everything is clear. Once that happens, everybody can go back in and vote. Now there's over 60 of them in all swing states. That slowed a lot of processing down. Then you have some people who didn't go out and vote. Why didn't you go out and vote? Millions of people didn't vote. Why? You have Elon Musk and his spy satellites. And it's like, wow. That presidency was fixed. And I kept tweeting, Kamala, do not verify the election. Do not verify the election. You were cheated. It was a rigged election. Do not verify, do not certify that fucking election. But this is the only damn problem I got with Democrats. They always want to be the good guys. Want to be nicey. When they go low, we go high. No, sometimes you got to get muddy with them. Sometimes you got to get down and dirty, face to face, and beat their ass. Then you can go back high. But she certified the election, and Trump is going to be president of the United States in 2025. Now, he ran on a lot of promises during the campaign, talking about on day one, the price of groceries are going to go down. On day one, inflation is going to go down. On day one, the wars are going to stop. He held a lot of promises, but me, you cannot believe that man. Anything he says, you got to think the opposite he's saying. Because he like to project all his weaknesses on other people and blame them. No. Learn to take your responsibility for your actions. But he don't want to do that. He'll never apologize. He never say he's sorry for anything. That's why you cannot trust a man like that in office. Now, as of April 4th, 2025, the man, in less than 3 months from being sworn in, has totally destroyed this country from the inside. Stock markets are crashing because of the tariffs. Trump has implemented tariffs all over the world, except for about 3 countries. Everybody got tariffs. But do you realize what a tariff is? Trumpster? Baron von Schitzenpants? A tariff on imported goods is a tax that the company who requests that imported goods will have to pay before it gets delivered to the stores. And eventually, the company will have to bring those prices down to the consumers, the stores. And they have to raise their prices just to meet those tariffs. Now, Trump always said he had a diploma in economics. If he had a diploma in economics, he would know this already, because his foolish ass never really did the work. He was a poor student, and his father bought him that diploma. Just like he got someone to take his SATs. I find it funny you cannot dig up his high school records, and you can't dig up his college records. But you talk to certain teachers, and they say, oh yes, he was a bad student. And people were really irritated with Trump during those years. He just didn't want to learn. If he took some time to learn, but remember, he's not that smart. He has an IQ about 73, and it keeps going down with age. He always makes up numbers because he's living in a demented fantasy world in his. And I've been telling people this since 2015. 2015. 10 years of this bullshit. I never liked the man. I hate Donald J. Trump. Hate. And also now he got Elon Musk, a South African asshole with Canadian citizenship, which will soon be revoked. Got him in a position so powerful, I couldn't even believe it. I could not believe it. And our country is going down. We're battling against our allies. Our allies, Canada, Mexico. How the hell are you going to fight with them? He wants to annex Canada into the 51st state. It's a country. A whole country. They got cities bigger than some states. Come on now. Talking about Canada, some nasty people. Canada got some of the most nicest, pleasant people on the planet. It's beautiful out there. You cannot believe anything that orange idiot has to say. You cannot believe anything. And we're soon, by mid-year, maybe June, July, we're going into a recession. Guaranteed. I'm guaranteed this. Now, I've been right so far, and I'm right again. We're going into a recession. If we're not hit it there by May, we're going into a recession. And by the end of this year, we're going into our second Great Depression. Now, 2008 was a recession, a big-time recession, which Obama had to clean up. But this time, with a short amount of time, this orange fucking idiot is bringing us into our second Great Depression. That means the stock market has totally crashed. That means unemployment is probably at an all-time high. Jobs have been lost. And hopefully they don't fuck with Social Security or Medicaid or Medicare. I've warned people because in all of my life, I never thought I've seen this happen in my lifetime. And I've seen a lot of things in my lifetime. I mean, as a child, I saw an airplane flying so low, I could see the faces of the people in the windows. It just flew so low, it was scary. It was like it was about to crash, but it had risen and it took off because the airport wasn't too far. I was like, oh my God. And my uncle was right there. He was like, damn, what the hell happened? I was like, I don't know. I mean, in my childhood, I seen the world population at 4.5 billion people when I went to New York. And they had the little ticker thing on the buildings telling the world population 4.5 billion people. I mean, right now it's like 8.2 billion. That's a huge, huge jump. In my lifetime, I saw the spaceship Challenger blew up. Tragic. Very, very tragic. I've been through fires. I've been through car crashes. I've seen America's ups and I've seen America's downs. I mean, I've seen the crack epidemic, the first Gulf War. I've seen Category 5 hurricane hit the U.S., Katrina, devastating. I seen 2 airplanes hit the trade centers and took the towers down. Unbelievable. I seen people buying these rich ass houses and knowing damn well they can't afford it, but the banks would, yo, you want to buy this house? Come on, we'll give you a loan. Making the housing bubble, which popped, which gave us our big recession in 2008. I see us going through not one, but 2 wars at the same time. Yeah. I've seen our first man of color as president of the United States. I've seen a lot of things, but this year damn near takes the cake, in which I'm going back in time, back to 1929, where terrorists were responsible for what happened that became the first Great Depression of the United States. And eventually we're going to a second one. It's coming. It's coming. If we can get Orange Idiot out of office, get rid of Elon Musk, there'll be so much promise. We don't have any allies anymore. The only allies that we have, we really don't want, is Russia and North Korea and one other dictator country. We're deporting our immigrants, snatch them off the streets without no due process. They could be here legally. Send them to El Salvador and to one of the worst encampments, prisons ever. This orange maniac has fucked our country in less than 3 months. So we cannot survive 4 months, no, 4 years of this. We cannot survive 4 years. Something must be done. Something has to be done. I pray to God that something happens. I wish He answered my prayers. But I've always known karma can be the deadliest bitch in the room. And Trump and Elon and JD Vance and all those Mike Johnson, all those MAGA followers, they all will get theirs in the very end. And I'm hoping I could be around to see all this. I was going to laugh my ass off. I'm going to laugh so hard I might die, because it's going to be so funny seeing them get their just desserts. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Try to have a beautiful day. Sometimes you got to forget politics. Go out and have a good time. And just ignore some of this bullshit. That's my prescription. And if you want to leave me a statement, a comment, a suggestion, please do so. And please subscribe to the channel. Take care.